Welcome back. Welcome if it's your first time. Thank you for showing up. I want to share a quote this morning. It says, "To allow oneself to be carried away by a multitude of conflicting concerns, to surrender to too many demands, to commit oneself to too many projects, to want to help everyone in everything, is to succumb to the violence of our times." This was written almost 60 years ago by Thomas Merton. How pertinent it is to this present day. At the time it was written, there were war protests, there was political unrest around the world, and people wanted to make a difference. They wanted to make a change. Today, we have similar things going on, but we have a greater distraction, a greater thing that's going to pull us away. To allow oneself to be carried away by a multitude of conflicting concerns. Instagram, TikTok, social media, they can be really good things for us. They can allow us to connect. They can allow us to be inspired. They can allow us to see and hear a different point of view. But they can also cause us to be carried away. They can stimulate that monkey mind that wants to jump from window to window. What's going on there? What's happening here? What's over there? To commit oneself to too many projects. Wow. Anyone who is trying to start their own business, who's trying to start a YouTube channel, to have a business that wants to help people, wants to provide a safe space for people, they find themselves committing to all these different projects because now you have to have a social media presence. Now you have to do this. Now you have to do that. And what happens with all this? We succumb to the violence of the times. But what is the violence? The violence, in my opinion, is to allow oneself to be taken away from peace, to allow oneself to succumb. I like that word, to be drawn, to be sucked. We allow it. It's not some organized, orchestrated thing against us personally. We allow this. We choose to scroll. We choose to go down certain rabbit holes. We know the next morning when we wake up that we're tired because we spent too much time last night scrolling. We know that it wasn't healthy for us. We experience that we didn't sleep well because we're dreaming, trying to process what's going on. all this information we have. This is the violence towards ourselves. And think about this. If I wake up unhappy and I start to scroll and I see more reason to become unhappy and to be unhappy, to justify my unhappiness, what energy am I taking out into the world? Certainly isn't happiness. And who am I going to be drawn to? Certainly not the happy people. Certainly not the positive people. I'm going to be drawn to that community of like-mindedness. And this creates that snowball effect. More people will come in. And it's like a wildfire. I think it's the wildfire is a better image because it's just going to consume everything that's in its wake, everything that's in its way. This is the violence. So what do? We recognize it. We don't judge ourselves. We look upon ourselves with compassion, with love, peace, with equanimity. And we look upon those others. Every time that we can recognize this in ourselves, we can recognize this seed in others, and we can forgive them. And we can choose not to water those seeds. We want to have friends, but do we want to have friends that are taking us to dark places or taking us to light places? We can choose peace instead of this violence by returning to our mindfulness practice, by letting go, by recognizing, by not judging. Approach it with humor. When you find yourself being drawn away, don't get upset with yourself. Laugh at yourself and say, oh, there you go again. There used to be a cartoon of a guy who couldn't see. He had really thick glasses. His name was Magoo, and he always got in some sort of crazy trouble, but somehow got out of it. Excuse me. And he would always say, oh, Magoo, you've done it again. And he would laugh at himself. So let's find the Magoo in us. Let's find the Magoo in others. And let's share a piece. Let's share this mindfulness practice. And let us grow and bloom into the beautiful flower that we are, not comparing ourselves with any other flowers out there. Our fragrance is just as sweet, just as beautiful, right here, right now. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for all the comments, likes, shares, new subscriptions. I hope you're enjoying this. I certainly am. See you next week.